where it moves, like a pinching, like when you sprain an ankle, but in the shoulder, not exactly in the shoulder, in the clavicle, and it moved to my whole right side of my rib cage, first in the front, and then front and back, and not the muscles, the pectoral muscles or anything. The muscles between the ribs.
Oh, the connective stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, and it was a pain in the ass even to breathe. So I self-medicated.
Yeah, I've got some 800 or 900 milligram acetaminophen here.
What?
When I have a headache, I got them from. I had to have my wisdom tooth removed a couple weeks back. I told you.
Yeah.
And those I use sparingly, but when I use like I have a headache,
Yeah.
I take 1,000 milligrams anyway. I always take 5 of those little 200 pills. So
Yeah, you assure yourself that,
yeah,
Marcus, that there's not going to be any pain. Well, the thing is, Dale, the thing is that neither ibuprofen nor any other drug, or at least over-the-counter painkillers, was working.
Oh.
But my wife had a specific drug that the surgeon gave her when she had something called Tietze syndrome. That it's something that people who get open heart surgery get. It's the pain they get in the rib cage when they get this operation. My wife had something in her back that was killing her, and it was this disconnected muscles between the ribs. But she took it. She took a couple of those, and there was a remainder of pills. So I said, maybe if it worked for her, it will work for me. And it did. I only took 3 of them, and the pain is gone, like for good.
Well, speaking of something that you love that you want to have in between your ribs,
or stuck in your throat.
I don't want to have it stuck in my throat. You have a problem breathing. But I mean, if
God gave you a nose nick.
If you get pain in the ribs, it could be hitting from there or back there.
But... How are you, Mark?
I'm good. Too tired for too early in the day.
Hey, you have a long day ahead. Am I right?
Yeah. Luckily, the movie starts at 10, so I can take a nap then.
10? Oh, you're going to a late show, huh?
Yeah, because I have that event from I'll be at the event thing like 3 till 10.
Oh, so you're going to take a nap at the event?
In the movie, just take an early bedtime.
Okay. All right. Well, it seems like the gang's all here. We have our esteemed guest. I guess maybe we'll hit the intro and then get into it.
Let's get into it.
How you doing?
Yeah!
Happen with these, and I do not know what the grade is yet, so we are going to find out together. Most likely a 9.8, but man, fingers crossed that it hits one of those higher numbers as well. So let's see. You get to see before I do. Let's see. Oh, yes! Yes! Oh my God! Yes! Yes!
You about to get plugged?
Good. And now that we finally have Mark on, I just want to see why he was so excited to see Iggy's cartoon face when he unveiled it.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, man. I'm only happy that to see Mark that excited, that ecstatic about something.
There it is.
Makes me happy.
I'm not taking it down since I got it.
9.9. Has there been any expression of joy like that since you got that one?
Yeah,
Besides-
normally I'm by myself without anyone watching though.
Oh,
Not anybody
same
watching.
here. Watching.
It's no fun. It's
When I
nobody's
read,
watching.
no, when I read stuff, I get like that. I'm not even joking. Like I get excited when I read stuff, like
Like-
books
like
that
that.
really, yeah. It's weird, man. I'm telling you, like I'm really into this shit.
Always been that way.
Yeah. When I watch movies, when I read books, like if I'm into something, I'm into something.
Cole wants you to know.
Cole's always watching.
Always watching.
It's like Remy,
I just
Waiting.
video call him and put him in the corner.
Yeah.
always ready to clip something. Remy, not cold.
I'm going to Black Panther tonight at 7.
That's good. That means you can't complain about spoilers.
No, I mean, I've known about stuff for weeks now, probably. I'm just waiting to see what comes to fruition and then what happens what, but I'm still excited to see it. So.
I'm ready to see Namor.
No more. That's it. For us, it was always Namor.
Cool Khan.
Yeah, it's the name of a deity. I think it's appropriate that they did that. Since you're going to change things, you might as well
I'm
change
just
it
wondering how
all the
much
way.
of it. I'm wondering if they're like changing it full on, or if it's just like 'cause like how he has like the whole Hispanic heritage. If that's just like his pronunciation of it, because that's all that they've really shown in the trailer is him saying the name himself with his accent.
Hmm.
Because like if somebody with a Hispanic accent told me their name was Javier, they wouldn't sound like me saying Javier. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Or like Jorge Jimenez. Like I can't even say his last name properly, so I just say Jimenez. Like if I try to say, you know, it's just it's your dialect.
Just try it.
Jorge Jimenez.
Jimenez. Is that better, Nick?
There you go. There you go.
Nailed it.
It's all the same in the theater anyway. So
Jimenez.
Yeah. Jimenez.
Jimenez.
There you go. This is going to turn into an educational program.
I hope so. I need
Why
some.
not? Why not? If we can't educate people, what are we even doing? I mean, I got 2 of the smartest people on the planet. My job is just to.
Where are they?
I
Thought your
failed.
job was to fill our holes while we're here.
I failed.
Yeah.
I failed in my job already. God dang it. Yeah. So we had invited Mark on last week.
We get invited on to a lot of shit these days.
We gave Mark the choice to pick the topic, and he was like,
Man,
pass. Eh.
not my show, not my job.
Yeah. So Ignacio immediately had one.
Yeah.
Which one was breaking habits? And Mark had brought something up, the difference between an addiction and a habit.
So they pretty much made me pick the topic anyways.
Yeah. So there you go.
No, I just you know when you hear someone say something and you immediately think of a song. That's what happened to me the past show when you said that it was not an addiction, it was a habit, and immediately I got Linkin Park breaking the habit in my mind. So when Nick told me you didn't want to choose the subject, so I said, okay, I got it. Let's put breaking the habit.
The topic for today is favorite Linkin Park song.
No.
It'll be a pretty quick show. I'm not a big Linkin Park fan.
Guess you hate the Transformer franchise then.
Yeah, well, I thought they made 3 of those, 3 of the main ones.
Like 5 of them.
What?
Yeah.
Well, not including Bumblebee and what's the other one?
I didn't include Bumblebee in the 5.
5
Yeah.
of them, really?
Bumblebee is the 6th.
Transformers, Revenge of the Fallen, Dark Side of the Moon, Age of Extinction, The Last Night, Bumblebee. That's 6 for Bumblebee.
Wow, shit. Okay.
Yeah, I think I only saw Bumblebee. The other ones, I tried to watch the first one. It's too much visual noise,
I love
you
them.
know.
It's just like a popcorn movie. Like
Yeah, you definitely.
Yeah.
I like Michael Bay, man. I'm like I I like his genre and what he does. It's just action spectacle. I'm not going there to be emotionally moved.
Well, if you like popcorn, you get emotional because of the popcorn.
There it is.
It's like, what's the name of this dude? The German dude that did the old Godzilla movie and the 2012
Roland Emmerich.
Roland Emmerich.
Absolutely love Roland Emmerich movies. Dude, I watched Moonfall
I
10 times already.
yeah, I like his kind of movie.
Mhm.
I enjoy it.
Yeah, I guess that's kind of Michael Bay-esque. That's such a word.
I'm with
Yeah,
Adrian. Bad
there's a
Boys for
few.
Life. Bad Boys 2 was amazing. Like that was such
Yeah.
a good movie.
Yeah, it
That was up until I forget which movie has surpassed it, but one of the best, if not the best, car chase scenes I've ever seen in my life.
Gone in 60 Seconds. Will forever and always be my favorite car chase movie.
No, Bad Boys 2 for me was.
And they start thinking, did you see that motherfucker roll? That shit was awesome.
Which movies they are in? It was Fast Five that they're dragging a huge safe with two
Yeah,
cars.
Fast Five.
Was it 5? I thought they were doing that in 9 or 10.
They were doing it at number 5 when they were in South America. And
Yeah, in
they had
Brazil.
the three murdered out Chargers dragging the safe, and one was a decoy. That was the
Yeah.
first one that had the Rock in it.
It's
Yeah,
it's
I know that one because I don't think I saw past that one.
yeah, it's amazing that you guys can actually differentiate the numbers because they all one big movie to me.
No. For me, I know it's Fast Five because it's called Fast Five, and know the Fast and the Furious 5.
Mm-hmm.
Any other one, I couldn't tell you the name except Tokyo Drift.
Which is canon also, right?
But I didn't see it.
But
I wish I could get as excited with movies as I got when I was younger. Something happened to me along the way. I became a bitter old man, and I stopped enjoying movies as much as I did when I was younger.
so if they said they're redoing American Werewolf in London,
Yeah, bring it
Is
on.
it going to take place in Paris this time?
No, there's American Werewolf in Paris. There
You don't
is
say.
one. Yeah, there is one, and they go into the catacombs. Yeah.
Yeah, and Bush did the soundtrack for it.
Oh.
did they?
Mm-hmm. They did.
Yeah. Yeah,
It's a very, very big sign of that, like grunge '90s vibes to it and everything. They go in the catacombs to have a rave.
yeah.
One of the earliest things that you started like mixing like confident CG graphics with the scene when the werewolves come out of the fountain. And they sit there and shake like that. That one clip, they put all of their effort into it to make all the hair move, to fling the water off and everything.
Yeah, it didn't hold up in the rest of the movie, but that one was
that
good.
one scene was crisp. But we need it for the trailer. Make it sure.
Yeah. Someone else did it. Not even the people that were doing the effects for the movie. Someone else did that part. Yeah, I haven't seen. Again, like I told you, Nick, the last show, I have seen only 10 minutes of Werewolf by Night, and it's the only 10 minutes I've seen of anything in this past couple of months.
Yeah,
and it's because it's werewolves.
They'll bring you everything.
Yeah.
Channel, baby.
Well, they have the director's cut, which I haven't watched yet.
Oh, there's already a director's cut. I'm glad I get to see that directly.
But yeah, no, I still get excited. Like I'm excited to go to the movies tonight. Not Action Comics Silver 9.9 excited, but I look forward.
If I need one, I'll just use your bad one.
Only to be disappointed. But yeah, I guess that's one of my habits.
You're starting with the wrong foot.
What do you mean?
No,
I should be disappointed and then be excited.
I keep a couple of burned ones here just in case.
If you're going just to be disappointed, Mark, if you're trying not to, if you're trying us not to hear you talking with Kyle, we can. Just in case. No, but I'm just telling you. Okay.
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 I was muted, but oopsies.
You were muted for a second.
Oh yeah, I turned it off at the end. It's fine.
So
Okay.
let's
We weren't
discuss.
telling secrets. I just didn't want to interrupt you guys.
Oh, okay.
No worries.
Secret time.
Oh, dude, did you see the trailer? Yeah, you saw it.
I saw
trailer
the
for The
trailer.
Machine.
Yeah. If you guys don't know, Ignacio and I are pretty big fans of the. What would you call them? The Joe Rogan crew?
I think they're independent at this point in their careers. I think they're independent from Joe Rogan, but I know them from Joe.
Yeah, but I mean, we still all have our individual things. We're kind of part of a clique. Oh, well, anyway, the comedian Bert Kreischer has a pretty famous story about how he was in college. How does it start?
Yeah, he was in college and got involved with the Russian mafia.
Russian mafia, right? So there's a movie that actually I didn't know that they shelved for a long time because of what's going on in the Ukraine, and they just didn't feel it was a good time to release it.
Oh, I didn't know that either.
Yeah, I found this out watching the podcast, and yeah, so this movie's out now, and it's just it's about how he gets involved with the Russian mafia and like this college frat boy kind of thing, this dynamic, and it's just hilarity should ensue.
Yeah, but I like what they did with the story because Ari Shafir was amazing in June. That special was really up there for me. I really like what he did.
It was good overall put together, but I found it extremely lazy after about 30, 40 minutes in. He's a one-trick pony in that. Like all it is just like personal religious humor, which there's nothing wrong with at all. Like it can be very funny, but if that's all he's doing, I'm just like,
yeah.
I went from laughing to chuckling to just
Okay.
Yeah. When you're going, that's a good point. A comedy special, and it's time to
with
turn it.
one topic, with one fucking story. That's all it was.
Yeah, well,
I like
that's
Ari.
the
I
thing.
think he did good, but again, it's just repetitive for me.
Yeah, I think he needed to get that out of his system, and he did it in the best way possible, in my opinion. You know who makes me laugh from beginning to end? And it's crazy because I'm not like him at all, but Bert Kreischer, his specials, I go belly laughing. And my wife told me, "Why are you laughing so hard? I wish you could understand this as much as I do, because there's a lot of things that get lost in translation, in subtitles." And it makes me laugh so hard.
I don't really enjoy Bert or Tom Segura or however you say his name. I think they're good, but they just don't do it for me. I told you I'm not good with names, Iggy.
Well, I'm trying to help you.
Educational show today. Yeah, I don't know. It's too bland for me.
Yeah, I think if you're in your mid to upper 40s, you enjoy them a little bit more than most of the younger people do.
I'm 35, so I'm not too far behind you. I started listening to George Carlin when I was young, so I like all this other stuff. It's just like slap humor kind of stuff. I'm like, it's not hitting on nothing. Like I'd rather someone that like takes you down like this deep train of thought and then just rips you out of it with humor. You know what I mean? Or
like Bill Hicks.
Fuck yes.
Yeah.
Fuck yes.
More intellectual kind of humor, like George Carlin
or Mark Maron.
I love Chappelle.
Yeah.
Lewis Black is phenomenal.
I heard him.
Yeah, but I mean, Lewis Black too is like the king of the cranky guys. So I'm surprised.
Yeah, if Taylor Winder was a stand-up comedian.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, I get it.
Yeah.
But he has like this thing like where he'll be talking to you, then just freaks the fuck out like during his deliveries. It's hilarious, but it's like really of the time. Like it's very on the nose for when it releases kind of thing because we hit current events and stuff.
Yeah, like Chappelle.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now there's also like the shock comedians that are really good. Anthony Jeselnik is hilarious, very unique. I love Bo Burnham, who's like a comedian performer mix. Like a lot of that stuff like that also becomes very repetitive quick. Just little song numbers with little little dick joke quip in them, but it's more the creative style
Mhm.
they bring to the table that gets me interested to watch, kind of thing.
Yeah, I watched
Yeah,
that Bo Burnham special after Lee suggested it, and he said he really loved it. So I
Which
tried
one,
to watch.
Home?
Yeah, the one where he's stuck inside the house and he's
Mhm.
playing the piano for the first couple minutes. I couldn't watch it for more than 20 minutes.
No, it's sensory overload.
Yeah.
That one is at
I,
least
I,
the first special he did was really good, and Home was like just an example of like what an outlet, what a creative outlet this guy found for himself. But I agree, it's I don't really care for Dave Attell.
Yeah, he's like a dry, sarcastic kind of guy, but I appreciate him too. Bill Burr for me is the guy.
Yes,
Is the
yes, I listen to his shit on the repeat. He's fucking hilarious. His delivery is just perfect. You just had the
for
news
me,
special come out like 2 months ago or so at the Red Rocks.
yeah, that was epic.
guy.
For me, it still is Louis C.K. I cannot help it. He
Big fan of showing
deals
people
with
your dicks, huh? But
yeah,
I don't blame you.
but I ask permission, eh?
Hmm. That's the trick.
Yeah.
I've seen all of his specials as well. I like Jim Jeffries a lot. The Australian stand-up guy.
Yeah, didn't he have
Very,
a TV show? Doesn't he
Yeah,
have a TV show?
he had
I think
he
he
had
had,
like
yeah.
a host TV show on Comedy Central as well as a scripted show too.
Yeah.
Wasn't it about comics, or at least I saw something, and he was dealing with some comic fans. I don't remember what it was.
The scripted show was more about like his stories. They kind of like took some of his stories and started stringing them into a narrative to film a show with. The other one, he's like behind the desk doing the same thing that Anthony Jeselnik had. He did good enough as
Hmm.
a comic. It's kind of like a formula that they go to. If they can do good enough, Comedy Central will sign them on to a show of some sort. You know, like
Mhm.
Samantha
Yeah.
Bee does their thing on TBS, and they would do their thing over there. But Jeselnik didn't last long. He's way too offensive, and somebody in Australia got attacked and killed by a shark. So he threw a shark party live on television praising the shark, and they put up a scorecard, number of sharks killed annually by humans, and like he did it real classy in his words. Is he brought a bunch of strippers out in shark suits to give him a lap dance and all this stuff, and he pointed out that he actually posted the victim on the screen. He's like, "There you go, you son of a bitch, shark party."
No.
They took him down so quick. They told him you can either apologize or you can come down, and he's like,
Bye
Yeah.
bye.
"Sorry
Yeah.
to my cast and crew."
It's a very fine line comedians have to walk, and especially like with Ari when Kobe died. And I forget the specific comment that he had, but
It was about him being a sexual predator or an abuser or something like that.
He's an alleged rapist.
There you go.
Speaking of which,
First appearance of Predator.
Nice.
Which, just like me, I am also a predator, but of the sexual variety.
Self-professed
that
predator.
worked. That worked. That worked. I've been waiting to use that, and here it is. A perfect segue.
Oh God.
But Ignacio, let's talk about what you had in mind when you cherry picked the topic this week.
Oh, I already told you. Linkin Park song. That's it.
I was always one step closer because that was like my introduction.
Yeah, that was my introduction too. No, I was thinking about that, breaking the habit, that song, and also what we were talking about earlier before we jump on about breaking our habits, either if they are good or bad. Because if you break the habit of going to the gym, then you fuck yourself over, basically.
Yep. And I realized I was talking to Iggy backstage, and it's starting to become a habit now that I'm starting to go a little bit more. But there's always that one thing that derails it. And
Ice cream.
Yeah, no, that's pretty much a concept. I don't give up ice cream. I don't give up eating when I'm going through this. But it's so frustrating to be in it again, like I'm in the beginning now, and to look at what I'm lifting now as compared to what it was before when I'm in it. It's very depressing. It's
Do you
very
find your self-worth in the amount of weight you can pick up off the ground?
no. It gives you a kind of when you're
A rush.
confident in doing something, you're a little bit more comfortable doing it. You're a little bit more apt to do it. So that's how I kind of find the gym. I don't. It's not self worth. It's just like I guess sense of accomplishment is what I find more. And I think with my job and I pretty much got shit squared down, but I'm not fulfilling goals nowadays. I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing, but I'm
Yeah.
not. I'm not getting much accomplishment from anything. So
Yeah, you need to step out of your comfort zone maybe to feel accomplishment in a way that you haven't felt it before, maybe, or get begged, whatever.
to get
The pegging should do it.
yeah, I think
Yeah, begging always works.
does it though?
Yeah, done properly.
Okay, I'll have to give that a shot.
Don't let us down.
Keep us posted.
While you're posted.
Yeah, while I'm getting posted.
Oh yeah, and be sure to, of course, be gentle when you propose it to your Latina wife.
Yeah,
You can just hold this in really tight.
I'm trying to look for a way to segue or just move to another topic, but I'm having a really tough time.
Let's just move to another topic. I remember the last time I used to have an habit, when I went to the backyard, and in the backyard I have there's different levels, and the part in which we hang the closest to dry, the clothes, uh, it's higher, like 7 feet higher, 6, 7 feet higher. And whenever I put the clothes there, I used to jump down, not from the top, but I use my hand and jump down to the lower level. And then one day I mixed those two habits, the habit of drinking at night and the habit of jumping that part of the house. And I didn't think about there was a launcher below that I hadn't seen. It was a birthday, and I fell. I landed. I didn't land on my ass, but I landed pretty badly on my ankle, and I sprained it. Those were two habits that I started to
Iggy, I
let
thought you were
go.
about to bring that right back around to like an unintentional pegging from a long joke.
Ooh, that would have been painful,
And
man.
that's how Iggy lost his virginity, everyone.
Or how he realized pegging was the thing for him. It solved all the issues. Jesus Christ.
This is the way.
This is the way.
No,
Now,
it took me 2 years to recover from that stupid jump.
how long ago was this?
Like 3 years ago.
Oh, that's still pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
It's kind of impressive. If you're
100%
jumping
now.
around on your backyard at your age.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm fairly
That's what
fine. I'm not
everybody.
jumping on shit.
Well, I was confident, man. I was always confident. Now I don't do it anymore because I lost that confidence.
Hit
I
the
cannot.
gym like Nick and get your confidence back, then get back to jumping.
Yeah, I should. I should at least to even lift my own son and not feel the pain.
That's like one of my benchmarks during the summers. Like we go to the pool and I make sure that I can lift Elijah above my head, and I realize that's quickly coming to an end. He's 5'6" now,
Okay.
and I think he's like 120 pounds. So this summer I had quite a bit of trouble. So I think it might have been the last time that I do it. I'm going to attempt one more time to have it this upcoming summer, but I think that's about it.
How old is he?
He'll be 12.
He's like,
Yeah, I think it's.
down.
And then there's a way to grab him. It's not really appropriate anymore. I can't really.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you're touching him in places he
Nick's gonna
doesn't want
grab
his
this
dad
kid
to
at the
touch him.
pool, and every whistle in the proximity is just gonna go off.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
I
Hey,
don't,
and no one is drowning.
random
I
persons
don't
are gonna
want,
start hitting him in the head.
I don't want the pegging enjoyment to be triggered so
All the
early.
Karens are gonna come save his son.
Yeah, the chanclas flying from all around.
Oh, no chunkless in my pretty much my white soccer mom neighborhood, so I think I'll be all right.
Oh, that's worse.
They might screw their Lululemon leggings at me. Hey, Austin LeMay.
Hey, Austin.
But what do you think? Do you think that habits, do they outlive their usefulness?
Yeah,
Like,
it
at what
depends.
point do you think like you'll have a habit and you're like, it's time for this to go?
Yeah, it happens to me recently with smoking. I need to quit. I quit when when I got COVID the first time because I had it twice.
Mhm.
Uh, when I had it the first time, I didn't realize that I quit smoking until I wanted to smoke, and I realized there hasn't been a pack of cigarettes in the house for days, and I haven't smoked in days. So I quit. But then when the breaking and entering happened, I started smoking again.
Let me ask you, is smoking a habit or an addiction?
Both,
Mm.
both, because I get the urge when I don't smoke, but I also get I have the habit of having the time to relax when I smoke. You know, it's for me. The, I'm a person that holds their breath constantly, so having the time to smoke a cigarette and breathe like consciously in that moment makes it a sort of a breathing exercise. I wouldn't need a cigarette to do that, but it turns into uh, kind of that. But the addiction is also there.
Yeah. So the fact that maybe you want to
Habitat is
smoke,
where you live.
after a pegging, or you want to smoke like you feel stressed and you kind of need to smoke.
Yeah, it's for me. It's stress related. It's not pleasure related. I don't need to smoke after I have sex.
Okay.
I have never feel that. I have done it, but maybe it's pleasure related when I drink coffee, for example. It's like a good mix. Everything is a good excuse when you're an addict, you know, is especially with something that it's so socially accepted as smoking. Thankfully, nowadays it's less accepted than before, and you cannot smoke in bars and restaurants. I think that's one of the best things you can do for everyone.
No, smoke in a bar or a restaurant.
Yeah,
That's
does
the worst.
don't. Yeah, it's
Maybe a
horrible.
bar, not a restaurant.
The worst.
People ain't just sitting around eating dinner in a bar.
Yeah,
Smoking a pancake.
I remember here. I was little, but I remember it yet. Still, uh, people were allowed to smoke in the theater.
Mhm.
People are
When I
allowed to
was
smoke on
growing
planes.
up, when I was little, going to the LCS with my dad, like people were still smoking in any and everywhere. There's an ashtray
Yeah,
on the counter next to the register.
dude, in hospitals. I remember that. That was crazy.
Hospitals,
Man, let me
airplanes.
hook up your oxygen tank real quick. Hold on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pregnant ladies used to smoke. You know, up until
Look at
like
your
Yeah.
blood
probably like the
pressure.
early to mid 70s. Crazy. But yeah, I think
Yeah.
they're what, $15 a pack in New York? I don't know. My mom's still a smoker, but she told me how expensive it got. It got
Yeah, I don't want to reach that point in which it doesn't matter if I quit or not. You know, there's an age in which, well, come on, now you're gonna quit. You might as well do every drug available. You know, after 70, fuck it. But before that, you might as well take a little more care of yourself. Now that I have a son, it's all because of my son. If I didn't have him, I wouldn't do it.
Right. You're probably getting pegged right now.
Probably.
I won't be cracking myself up.
I can be plugged right now, and you wouldn't know.
True. But then I would have the remote control.
Oh, that's the surprise you're sending in the box.
There it is. That was
You have an addiction and not realize it. I don't know.
No.
Because
No.
maybe you don't consider it an addiction, but
No.
if you have an addiction, you have the craving, and you're conscious of that craving.
Nope.
Yeah, well.
So just the concept of addiction has been like co-opted by so many different places and people, especially since it's become such a more of a public normative. Like the medical field, if they can sit there and label it a disease, they're able to get funding for it and able to use it as a way to get funding. If you have like recovery houses, it can label it as a medical condition and take away some of the stigma of it. Then you have like the actual like medical research. And if you look back, the whole labeling addiction as a disease comes from Bill Wilson, the founder of Alcoholics Anonymous, who likened it to a disease as a metaphor in the first printing of that big book of Alcoholics Anonymous way back in the day. It was never meant to be defined as a disease. It's been co-opted as that. But when you look at addiction, it's nothing but an extreme habit. That's all it is. It's a habit that's become like you have involuntary habits, because the way that habits, addiction, repeating the same behavior over and over works is your brain has neural pathways in them. And when you do the same thing over and over, it's not like a new neural pathway is being used every time for different actions. If I pick this drink up and sip it and put it down on repeat forever, the same neural pathway is being used. And what happens is those neural pathways literally get deeper in your brain, causing that synapses to be able to move more freely. And when you get it big enough, and it's going to be different for every brain out there and every action, but once it's big enough, that can become an involuntary action where I can be looking at this camera and I can grab this drink and put it right back in the same spot without looking, because I
don't even remember you did it.
And don't even remember you did it. Now, an addiction is if this was alcohol and I was doing that. If I've done that so many fucking times, and that's something that can be detrimental to your body, where you do something as fucking dumb as going out back and jumping off your little laundry shelf and hurting your ankle.
Yeah.
And it's not necessarily the case, but I'm saying that's how addiction is kind of loosely defined, because you'll find numerous definitions across the way, but it's more or less an extreme habit that's detrimental to your health and to your well-being.
And you cannot avoid it. You need that urge, that craving to be fulfilled at all cost.
Varying degrees. That's where also personalities come into this. Some people with stronger will personalities can be out there smoking crack for 10 years and one day say enough is a fucking enough and never pick it up again. They can sit there and be addicted to opiates, and then all of a sudden one day says enough is enough, and they sit on their couch for the next 13 days by themselves going through withdrawals, chugging energy drinks and smoking cigarettes because they just had enough. It's all of there's too many factors for it to be defined one straight way. And if that's the case, the person has the ability to do that, having spent years hooked on opiates, which is a strong narcotic with strong physical, chemical, and mental dependency. If they can do that, were they ever fucking addicted to begin with? Or they were destroying their life for years leading up to that point, but that point now defines it differently. You know what I'm saying? It's all
it's a fine line, because it's like you say, were they even ever addicted to opiates? If they are, but it's like you say, it depends on the personality and the will to make it stop. Because I have a friend that quit cocaine on his own, and I couldn't believe it when he did it, because for me it was like, why are you going to do this on your own? How? And he did it. He just stopped.
Maybe he wasn't addicted. He just liked the smell of it.
Maybe. I don't know. But it was...
You had to get up really close to sniff it, though.
The cartel fired him, so he had no choice.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, do you ever really get rid of an addiction, or do you just trade it for something else?
Depends on who you ask. Certain recovery places and certain philosophies toward it say no, that you don't get rid of it. But if you ask that Paxton of Passages of Malibu on the commercials, he got rid of it.
Mm.
Again, if you look to the 12-step programs, if you look to the literature of that, one of the things that they say during the 12th step of it is, at this point, I have recovered, not I am in recovery. So it all depends on how you look at it.
Yeah.
Well, if we all got the deals Louis did, I'd be hooked on comics too.
Well, I mean, we're all hooked.
Hmm?
This is the addiction that brings us together.
Yeah, it's
This
been
is-
it's been defined as being addicted to a particular substance, thing, or activity, and then it's also defined as a chronic relapsing disorder characterized by compulsive drug seeking and use despite adverse consequences.
That's the Merriam-Webster definition, isn't it?
Yeah, considered a brain disorder because it involves functional changes to brain circuits involved in reward, stress, and self-control.
Now, if you go and do, that's what the kind of brain studies that I'd mentioned before. If you go and you take somebody in active addiction, like heart addiction, the one kind of that Drac kind of reference there, and you do brain studies on them with paraphernalia in front of them, you'll actually see what part of their brains fire off. That excitement, that tightness in their chest, that shortness of breath, or for your friend who's a coke addict, having to shit his pants just thinking about going and picking up his next bag. Your brain reacts. Now, if you take somebody who is an ex-active addict and you put that same paraphernalia in front of them, their brain will still fire up the exact same way, having been a decade out from using.
Yeah,
Again,
you need to fight it.
Carve those neural pathways in your brain. So is it a disease, or is it just like our basic biology and how we act and react to our environment? You taught your body for so long how to do X, Y, and Z. It's not going to forget it that easily.
Yeah, in the end, is basically the question is self-destructive behavior a disease?
Is
Or is it-
self-destructive behavior a disease? No, obviously
Yeah,
not.
exactly.
Because,
So
that's the thing with
it's-
addiction. What is this, the first disease in the history of all fucking diseases that you get to, I have it or I don't have it. That's not how fucking diseases work. It's not how fucking medical science is practiced.
What are you sipping on there, by the way?
Me? Lemonade. I'm splurging. This is me splurging. It's pink.
It's pink like flamingos.
Mm-hmm.
No, it might not be. It might be yellow. Yeller.
It's pink. It's definitely pink.
Speaking of pink, let's see what TM Nerdy's got to say this week. He's
Oh
pink.
yes.
Hey everyone, TM from TM Nerdy here. You guys are watching Two Nerd Dads with Nick and Nacho. We're gonna hold you guys up for just 1 second because I got a question for all you fine folks out there in YouTube world. With James Gunn hinting at that he might bring Lobo into the DC universe, I'm curious, who would you want to play Lobo in the DC universe? Fill your holes with that nerd question. Back to you, Nick and Nacho.
And I was reading an article about this just today, and I guess
didn't know anything.
Yeah, they're scrapping the former projects left and right. I guess they're going to let everything play out now as it is. But in my mind, there really is only one guy to play the main man.
Jason fucking Momoa.
And I was reading an article today that he's all up for it.
Oh, beyond that, he's James Gunn posted that information a few days ago now, and since then, Jason Momoa has done interviews, and I can't remember who it was for, but it was video recorded interview, and they asked him straight up, "You're like, so James?" They told him that James had posted the teases about Lobo, and he acted like, "No, he didn't. Show me." Like he couldn't believe that James would have spoiled it already. Like, dude, you're obviously attached to this, right? Because Momoa had posted like his biggest DC dream is coming true for an upcoming project. And he answered the person by saying, well, I can't say definitively, but if anybody knows me, knows who my favorite character is that I have all of their comics of, you can do your own research and find out. And that character is in fact Lobo. So I'm thinking
So are we getting Momoa for Lobo? That's
if
perfect
Bradley
casting.
Cooper can play Rocket Raccoon, Jason Momoa can play Lobo.
I think it's a perfect. I mean, it's the same when he was going to do Conan. For me,
Oh,
that's
he crushed it.
yeah, yeah.
Dude,
Maybe
he
if the
was
movie is
there, like
not,
swinging the sword and licking the blade. I'm like, oh my god, this is coming.
yeah, yeah. For me, that Conan casting and Lobo,
And
it
so
would be
he would be
perfect.
he would have to be a CG character for his size and to be done right. For James Gunn to do him, he's not going to like come off the pedal with that. He's going to go full tilt. But I think that they're gearing up Lobo not for a Lobo project, not for a TV series, but to fight Henry Cavill in Man of Steel 2.
Ooh, wow.
Where does Black Adam fit into that then?
Who says he has to be in Man of Steel 2?
I thought that was. I don't know.
They never say he has to be in Man of Steel 2. They need to get Superman reestablished in his own shit, then bring them together. Let that build for a little bit. I don't want that in the next 2 years. Like, let's keep the hype going.
Yeah, and having Lobo be the bad guy for the movie, I think it's really good because
Alien, one of the few people that can like take a fist from Superman or a peg in from Nick.
Yeah.
That's only because I'm not
Yeah.
good at it yet. I don't know how to control my enthusiasm.
Or your backstroke. That's really where it goes south.
Jesus.
And if it wasn't Momoa, I've been thinking since I saw Travis' question, and I think Carl Urban would be good.
Fuck yeah, he'd be another good one.
And because of the physicality and the height and this dude, the Liv Schreiber's brother, Pablo Schreiber. He's a tall guy. He has a big chin. He has the imposing height and body. He needs to build maybe muscle mass, or maybe if it's a ZG character, you don't need to.
He's great as the leprechaun in American Gods, if you guys haven't seen it.
Yeah, I see.
That's like his character. So
that's why I think he could pull Lobo.
See, like I think John Hamm would be like a good Booster Gold.
I think they missed the John Hamm opportunity altogether. Like he's already made it to like credit card commercials and shit like that.
Well, yeah, he would have been a great Batman.
He would have made a lot of stuff, but they never picked him up during that window of opportunity to do it. He would have to be a one-off character if they did him.
I heard he was really good in that latest Fletch movie.
There's a latest Fletch movie. It's a reboot of Fletch.
Yep. I think it was. I forget where you can see it now, but I heard it was pretty good.
Yeah, no, I cannot see shit, so don't worry.
Yeah, I think Lobo's right down James Gunn's alley. I mean, it's kind of like
for sure.
Kind of like not a very well-known character in the mainstream, and he fits the comedy badass bill. So
loved by like comic book people. Comic book people will go nuts for it, and people getting introduced to him won't have a fucking clue what they're about to get into.
Yeah, and I agree that Lobo needs to have comedy for sure. If it's his movie, it needs to be a comedy, a dark comedy. But maybe he
just needs to be himself take normal Lobo and just put him in a regular, straight, normal scenario, and that would be all the funny you need.
Yeah, that's it. That's what I was going to say. That maybe if he's the villain or the bounty hunter, then you don't need a comedy, but his parts are going to be funny nonetheless.
Yeah, this is an intergalactic bounty hunter who murdered his entire planet just to be special as the last one, who loves space dolphins, and took one of his bounties and took his consciousness and shoved it in his motorcycle so he could torture him everywhere he goes. Like you're good with just his premise, You're already laughing,
Oh yeah, absolutely. So we'll see. I mean, I'm sure there's going to be some news in the next couple months. You would hope.
Yeah, I think that James Gunn's doing a good job at continuing to keep the attention, the conversation, the excitement on DC. Because that's what we need, like not these long silences. We don't need them to announce a Green Lantern show and not say shit else about it, except for 2 years later saying yeah, we still might do it. You know, like we need that constant communication to the fans that are, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, maybe a constant state of teasing, like edging.
Yeah, so he's gonna have this guy flip flop from DC to Marvel back to DC.
he's not going anywhere. I think that James Wan said when he was making Aquaman 1 that he didn't want to stay on this project forever, that he was down for a couple of them, but that's pretty much it because he likes to do so much other stuff, you know.
Yeah.
I'm super pumped for Aquaman. Out of what's coming next year between Flash, Shazam, and Aquaman, Aquaman's the number one of those three that I'm excited for.
Mm.
I like Aquaman.
Yeah, I like Aquaman, and the Aquaman movie was unexpectedly good
Fucking
because I
love
wasn't
it.
expecting it
Mhm.
to be that good of an adventure movie. Because it's not an action movie; it's an adventure movie.
Adventure. Yeah, that's what I tell her. It's like if Indiana Jones was and superheroes combined. Like we're globetrotting, we're solving ancient histories of Atlantis in the movie. We're underwater, we're overwater. Like it was just good. It was fun.
Yeah,
But
Yeah.
would you think it would be as good if it was somebody aside from Momoa?
It depends on who you get. I think that movie was so good because everybody who worked on that project showed up, were creative, and did their goddamn job. Everybody from the bottom floor up. The costume designs, the set pieces, the cast. I mean, everything fucking hit for that movie, man. There wasn't anything
Yeah.
like, oh, this part sucked. This didn't look good. This wasn't. It all worked great. Jason Momoa is another one of those people like the Rockies. Whenever you see him on screen or off screen, he's fucking lovable or savage or doing like the role that he was casted. Just an amazing job. He's a fun person to enjoy on the screen.
yeah, he's pure charisma.
Mhm.
Pure charisma. Like he can do whatever bullshit you put him up to do, and he will do it at his 100%, and you're gonna enjoy because he's enjoying himself doing
Yes,
whatever he's
yes.
doing. I saw a werewolf movie with him, and
Mhm.
it's so bad.
Where they're like the biker gangs.
Yeah, and he's like the alpha
Mm-hmm.
werewolf, and he's dressed like a gypsy. You know he loves gypsies, but the werewolves are cartoon werewolves, and I love cartoon, but it's a cheesy movie, but you enjoy it nonetheless because
Yeah, it was like one of those direct to streaming platform movies. I believe that he's not even the main star of that movie. He's just the main bad guy. I believe
No.
the main star was the same actor who played Havoc in the X-Men franchises.
exactly, yeah,
Mhm. And
yeah, it's a coming of age story with a werewolf kid, and he's the main bad guy.
Mm. Now, the guy Lynx is talking about is a guy named Ryan Hurst. Physically, I don't know if he's that way anymore. He used to be like a big strapping guy, but then he's lost a lot of weight. He plays Thor in God of War Ragnarok, and he's pretty good. If he does CG, I think he'd be great. But
I mean, that's the thing.
To physically look like Lobo to play the part. I mean, that's why Jason Momoa has been fan casted because if you do whiteface on him and give him red eyes and a little bit of crow makeup, he is Lobo just as is, But
Yeah,
I think that they should definitely go like full CG for him. Vin Diesel plays Groot. Why you even need an actual actor for that? I don't know, but Vin Diesel is Groot, so it doesn't matter what you look like.
yeah.
Again, Bradley Cooper plays Rocket Raccoon. Bradley
Exactly.
Cooper's way taller than that in real life.
You think so?
Yeah.
I'm fairly certain. I hadn't met him, but
I'm not sure you're right on that one.
You kind of look like him. So how tall are you, Mark?
5'10", 5'11", something like that.
Yeah, probably the same height as Bradley Cooper.
Yeah, he did. He absolutely did. He didn't have to though, because he didn't play Thanos the first time we saw Thanos.
Yeah, that's true too.
Yeah, he was the voice actor from the video games, was it?
I don't know that. It wasn't on N64, was it?
I know. Yeah. I only know that he was the voice actor that wanted to keep playing the part, and of course they gave it to Josh Brolin. because Josh Brolin.
He played Cable, Thanos, two characters in the. Yeah, I
Played
loved Cable. That was awesome.
Played Old Boy.
Yeah. Well, no, yeah.
Mhm.
If you're gonna watch Old Boy, you better watch the Korean version.
I don't know.
Yeah.
A naked Scarlet Witch kind of did it for me. Sorry.
Yeah. I'm not saying you don't. You shouldn't see a naked Scarlet Witch, but
You can
as
just Google
if,
that probably.
yeah,
You
yeah.
can
Then
Google
you
that
just
while you're watching the Korean version. Kill two birds with one stone.
that's gonna get weird.
Yeah, Rocket Raccoon is definitely not 6'1".
No.
Hmm.
But if you're gonna compare, then I think the Korean version of Old Boy is better.
Make Lobo a mine, and his
I
actual
think
name is
They probably call him Labo.
Yes,
Lobo.
Lobo. Lobo is actually Spanish to begin with. It means wolf. That was
Yeah.
it. I only know
Exactly.
that because of the character.
Oh, now he's getting fancy. Yeah, he has him. He was pumping plastic in the Goonies. I remember that.
Yeah.
What was the skateboard movie that he did? Like his first movie, Thrashing.
Thrashing, I think it was. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That was deep cuts.
Justice. How about Coco for Lobo?
Coco.
Coco's no small drink of water either. He's up there.
No.
That Coco. I'm talking about Coco
Not
Chevy.
Love Chevy. Yeah, I take that too.
Well, were you talking about Coco like Ice-T's wife?
I
That
think
would
he's
work
talking
also.
about Coco Sad,
Oh, Coco.
the
Okay.
poor gorilla.
I think in any case, Coco would work. Hot cocoa would work as Lobo.
no. We need a
Oh, he did. He was also Weasel in the newest Suicide Squad, as well as I think I can't remember if it was a Random Inmate or Calendar Man. He played two parts in the newest Suicide Squad movie.
Yeah,
Sean
that character
Gunn.
model was very disturbing.
Weasel was awesome. It was just like, what am I looking at?
Yeah, keep Crush out of it. All right, that's his daughter's name. I don't think we
He
need
didn't
a
ask
daughter
for
yet.
his daughter. He just wants to gender swap Lobo.
But yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but who would put? Well, if they gender swapped Lobo, I would go Gina Carano.
Yeah, it's not Disney. You can hire her, I think.
Yeah. I forgot about that.
Disney's outside their goddamn mind, and you got Warner Brothers over here with the New Guard. Now that you got the New Guard in, they're like, okay, we're sorry that this person offends you, but we're hiring J.K. Rowling back on staff. I don't know if y'all
really?
saw that. Yeah, the New Guard's like, man, fuck y'all's opinions, fuck your feelings. She gave us Harry Potter. She's a creator of it. Her personal opinions on shit don't matter for fuck off for the entertainment industry and this and that. We're bringing the Harry Potter person back onto our Harry Potter projects.
I mean, sounds fair.
Yeah, it does sound fair.
Sure does.
Sounds like common sense if you ask me. Let me find out if the entertainment company's more worried about making entertaining entertainment than somebody's personal feelings on something.
Yeah, and billions of dollars.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. She was good in that movie. What was that? That action flick?
Haywire.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gina is not very charismatic, but she's not a good actress either. Yeah,
Haywire was
right.
like a God. Who made that movie? The director's what made that fucking movie so good. Now I can't remember their name.
Let's see.
Oh my God! But Michael Fassbender was in that. The cast was exceptional. It was basically like Alias, is what it felt like. You know how Jennifer Garner plays everything so quiet and straight faced and everything. That's how she was.
Yeah.
She was
Steven Soderbergh.
Soderbergh, yes, that's why I was
Okay,
saying
that explains it.
Action thriller, yeah, fire.
Yeah, Ewan McGregor was in that movie too.
Mm-hmm. She fucking kills everybody in it. It was awesome. She has like a wicked fist fight with Fassbender, and like they're in like a hotel room, and she ends up just like reaching her gun and just smacking him in the face with a pillow, then immediately putting the gun to it and getting a silent fire off. You're like, oh, that was smooth.
Yeah, he did Traffic.
Mm-hmm. Dude, he's a phenomenal director.
Ocean's 8. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Ocean's 8? What is Ocean's 8?
Isn't that the newest one?
I think that was the all-female cast.
Oh, okay. I didn't know they changed the.
Mm,
I mean, if they're
See, while you say this, like I'm secretly hoping that Jeffrey Dean Morgan as Thomas Wayne is like a held back
Oh,
reveal,
yeah.
for Flashpoint. Because as of right now, in the DCU films, Jeffrey Dean Morgan is Thomas Wayne, and James Gunn also came out and confirmed in an interview and canonized that the Batman, the Robert Pattinson Batman stuff, is canon to the DCU. So this is all prequel Ben Affleck. This is young Ben Affleck's Batman doing his damn thing. Because when we get to meet Ben Affleck, he's 20 years into the job and he's already faced all of his rogues and everything. So I thought that was pretty cool.
yeah, I think he'd make a pretty good comedian from Watchmen.
Yeah, that is a good casting.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Pretty good, right?
Yeah.
See, he wants to go low. He wants Lobo to go all Shatner on him.
Yeah, give him the full shot.
Yeah, that'd be cool. That'd be cool.
Wait, Lobo was in the Krypton series, right? In the one of the season, one episode.
Brainiac,
or something
Doomsday,
like that.
Lobo. Yeah, he was in season 3, maybe season 2. It only ran for like 2 or 3 seasons. He was in not first season.
Okay.
And then if we go even further and have Flashpoint, what is it? Flashpoint Beyond now?
Yeah.
We can have the chick who plays Maggie on The Walking Dead as the Joker.
That's true because she's Martha Wayne
Yeah.
in the DCU.
Are we getting the Flash anytime sooner?
It's next year.
Okay.
The final issue of the movie prequel comic dropped this week. The movie kept getting kicked back, so that book was supposed to come out in April, May, and June, and they kicked it back to September, October, November. They just got sick of holding it and decided to release it.
You got to get it
Normally
over.
they do it closer to the movie and everything, just to kind of funnel in some excitement.
Yeah.
All right, so any final thoughts on habits? Anything we should make a habit going forward?
We should make a habit of talking about our problematic habits in order to get a grip on our shit and improve. I don't know, maybe something like that.
Talking about them.
At least.
Yeah, that would be
That kind
nice.
of ties back to addiction because the opposite of addiction is not sobriety. The opposite of addiction is connection. Because when you're in your addiction, you're isolated mentally. So that's a good call there, Iggy.
Thank you, Mark.
Yep, my job is just to hit the videos when they're supposed to play and post it, and then that'll be about it.
No, I don't think so. And now you need to have a conclusion for the show. Now, come on.
My conclusion is pegging is not for everybody,
Mhm.
but try it out.
What works for
Try
me
that, try
might
that.
not work for you.
Try it out.
Yeah, try that, try it out.
I
And
think-
start small.
Love it. Love it. I would ask Mark if he's plugging anything, but he never does at the end of these shows. But Mark, do you want to plug anything?
Check out the channel tonight, starting at 5:30. I'm going to the red carpet premiere for Black Panther. They're doing an event. The Soul City Comic Con coordinator, as well as the Georgia Medical College executives, are hosting this event. It's a little mini con. One of the actors from the movie lives here in Augusta, and he'll be attending that, as well as they're doing some kind of affiliation with a cancer fundraiser, and there'll be some vendors set up and some artists and all that. And they'd reached out and asked if I would set up and live stream from the event, so I'll be doing that. So that should be fun. Not sure what to expect. This has never been done. These people are just trying to do more in Augusta, because last year for years we've only had one con, and this year we've already had 3 and another one. Not this weekend, but the next, as well as this premiere event. So there's people trying to do a lot more in the area.
Nice.
So check it out. If you're in Augusta or near Augusta, come on down. It's at the Riverwatch Cinemas at Top Golf is to the building they rented out. It's like on the far end of the parking lot. They have a huge venue section in there.
Yeah, there's a huge movie production scene down there in Georgia. Is that close by you, or is that
It's
just
not. Most of the filming's done in Atlanta. If y'all watch anything on Marvel or Disney, just watch the credits roll at the end. You'll see a peach. We're the peach state. You know, that's people film in Georgia because we have amazing film tax credits. So pretty much everything's filmed here or in Canada.
Canadian?
Yeah.
True. All right, so check Mark out. 5:30 Eastern. See what goes down as he tries to
Figure this shit out. I'm just winging it. I'm not prepared.
try
You're
to
doing
fit himself
great.
into the Riri Williams Ironheart suit. So
But
that's
in all sincerity, that was like I have a habit of doing what's easiest for me, and this is daunting just thinking about. So I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna do it. Because if I'm comfortable, I'm not growing. So I'm gonna go get uncomfortable at this thing.
Yep.
Yeah, and we're going to tune in and see how uncomfortable you get.
Once that gets rolling, I'll be fine. I was saying uncomfortable shit to make everyone else more uncomfortable than me.
Yes, sir.
So Mark, the premiere, little uncomfortable,
Big uncomfortable.
big uncomfortable, and then it's all it's all good from there.
Just in case you had any doubts.
That's all. We want to thank the chat as always. TM Nerdy, thank you for the great question. Wonderfully specific for our guest today. If you guys have any topics or if you want to come on, hit me or Iggy up. Even though I feel that we have to invite people now, Iggy. They don't pick us up, so we have to invite people.
We should open the doors and bring them in.
But we want to thank Mark for coming by. Always great to see him around. Have him down underneath both of us. And we'll see you guys later.
Bye-bye.
Fuck, you guys already saw it? Let me see it. Oh! Shit! Oh! Y'all see that?
So, Tyler, do you want to build a snowman to plow away all night? It doesn't have to be a snowman. It can be me.
I'll be clipping that too.